Later that night, Wubin made his way to the small building where Yuna had been held captive. He approached the man he had left tied to the chair, standing over him silently before moving closer to check if he was still alive. The man slowly opened his eyes, weakly looking at Wubin. Desperately, he pleaded for his life, begging to be released. He explained that he had been there for days without food or water and admitted that he knew what he had done was wrong. He asked for mercy, revealing that he had a wife and children. Wubin laughed coldly, stepping closer. He asked the man if he had ever considered whether Yuna had family members who were worried about her when he kidnapped her. He explained that leaving him tied up for days was his way of punishing him, ensuring he got a taste of his own medicine. Pulling a chair closer, Wubin sat down, staring at him. He told the man that he would let him go, but only on one condition. He had to reveal who had ordered Yuna's kidnapping. The man panicked, hesitating to reveal the truth. Wubin warned him that if he refused to talk, he would leave him there to die. Finally, the man gave in, revealing that a woman named Kim had hired him. She had paid him to kidnap an unconscious girl from a restaurant, but when she realized he had taken the wrong girl, she was furious. He admitted that kidnapping Yuna had never been part of the plan, but greed had driven him to take advantage of the situation, hoping to extort money from her wealthy family. Wubin sat there, piecing everything together. He had suspected Kim all along. Now it was clear that she had intended to kidnap Minsu but had failed. He also realized that catching her wouldn't be easy since her father was working behind the scenes to erase any evidence pointing to her involvement. The man pleaded again for his release, reminding Wubin that he had done as he was told. Wubin stood up, walked toward him, and untied him, telling him he was free to go. Without hesitation, the man ran out of the building. Wubin stepped outside, got into his car, and sat in silence, deep in thought. He considered calling Sonjin but stopped, realizing that he was likely spending time with Minsu since they were newlyweds. Without making the call, he drove off. Meanwhile, Kim sat in her room, sobbing in frustration over her failed attempt to win Sonjin. Staring at her phone, she scrolled through pictures of his wedding, her heartbreak intensifying. Unable to take it any longer, she stood up and tried to leave the house, but the security guard stopped her. He firmly instructed her to go back inside, reminding her that she was under house arrest. Kim tried to reason with him, claiming that she just needed fresh air because being locked inside for so long made her feel suffocated. The guard remained firm, warning her that if she continued resisting, there would be consequences. Defeated, Kim turned around and returned to her room, collapsing onto her bed in devastation. The following morning, Sonjin and Minsu prepared to leave the hotel where they had spent the night. As Minsu sat at the dresser combing her hair, Sonjin walked up behind her, took the brush from her hand, and gently brushed her hair himself. Watching her reflection in the mirror, he admitted that he was sad to return to work, and wished they could have a few more days just to relax together. Minsu stood up, turning to face him. She reminded him that work was important and reassured him that they would have plenty of time together in the future, especially during their honeymoon and the rest of their lives. She also mentioned that her semester break was ending, and she needed to go to school for registration. Sonjin pulled her into his arms, offering to drop her off at the university since she had left her car behind. Minsu smiled and agreed.